Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Phoebe here. Welcome back to, another episode or another challenge. So in today's challenge, if you haven't watched my last video about the challenges I've been doing, then make sure you hop over to my previous video to watch it. It explains what I'm about to do today. So today we are going through another challenge. I actually don't have the physical book with me, but what I will do, I'll leave a picture here. So we're going through the We Should All Be Millionaires book by Rachel Rodgers, and this book is a book towards women, and basically encouraging women on really going for what it is they want and taking or to achieving their dreams. So we're going through this book. I told you guys that I am a part of a book club, and this is one of the books that we read, and I just kind of thought that it would be good to go through it because it's quite motivational. My book club is Christian based, however we do read other books. This book is not necessarily Christian. It does have some tips and stuff in there that we can take from. So I think I'm going to just kind of talk about the book first of all, and kind of what I liked about the book and what I didn't like about the book. So first things first, what I love about the book is that, again, it's very motivational. It's very, you can do this kind of book. What I do actually like as well is that it gives you steps and practical principles of things that you should do. So it's not a book that just talks about her own experiences or I did this, I did that, or maybe a vague kind of book. She actually does give you practical steps that you should be taking. And because I have a small agency as well, I kind of recognize these steps and know that these steps are actually real steps that she's talking about. So it's not just for the sake of writing a book. I mean, you can tell that it's coming from her heart, and you can also tell that she has been through some things, especially when climbing up the ladder. So I listened to the audio. I'm an audio kind of girl. I listened to the audio, and with the way Rachel speaks, she speaks as though, she's been through it. She worked hard. I feel like you can definitely relate to her because she basically built everything from the ground up. So if you don't know Rachel, she is a successful business. I know she's a coach. I haven't worked with her, but I do have friends in the industry who have worked with Rachel, which is quite good. And they also got results from working with her as well. So I do know that of her, that she is about her business and she says what she says. She talks about being in the mastermind and the challenges that she's had to face. So challenges don't just stop because you are making your way up. They are probably just different kind of challenges which you have to overcome. But what I like about Rachel is that she wants more people to achieve the success that she's been able to achieve and all of that sort of stuff. So the book is very good in that. I do have some notes here that I'm going to quickly have a look at. So one of the things she also talks about is your habits as well. What kind of habits do you have? And it's about to recreate your habits. Now, I think I'm a big fan of habits just because of the last challenge that we did with James Clear, Atomic Habits. I think habits are really important. If you can master your habits, I feel like you can master a lot of things because your habits are essentially what makes you, and it's what helps you to take the action that you need to take. So if you have poor habits, then you're gonna have poor results, right? If you have good habits, you get good results, and so forth. So I really am about the habits and creating those habits. Part of building your habits is understanding what is you want and where you want to go to. So that is something that I kind of reflected on as well. So that's something there. And then she also talks about replace those habits. So just like James Clear, replace those habits that you don't want to do. So replace it with something good as well. So she also talks about making $1 million decisions. And what does that mean? Making sure that you have boundaries as well. You run your business like a leader. It's leaders who make wealth, who are wealthy. So if you want to become a wealthy person, you have to be a leader. You have to learn how to delegate. You have to learn how to put boundaries in place, whether that's with your family or with your business. You have to have boundaries at some point. And then she talks a lot about society and kids. She has kids as well, which I think this is why because I actually chose this book for my book club. And I think that's what actually, got me to choose this book, is because of the fact that she has kids as well. And I feel like for me personally, I need to hear experiences of people with kids because of the challenges that mums in business do face. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do two things, right? We're going to have the mindset shift. So I'm going to go through the mindset shift that you need to have. And this is all about changing your perspective and the cost of being broke. Now, Rachel talks about I can't even use the language that she uses, but she talks about how being broke is, it's definitely not where you want to be. You definitely want to look at our mindset and really talk about why people are broke. And it's not just being broke when it comes to finances, but also being broke in your mind. That's where it all starts. You have to believe. And, being a Christian and things, we know that, Christians, people, we're not made to be broke, really. It's because of the mindset. It's because of the decisions that we make that cost people to be in those positions. You want to change up your mindset. You want to be that person who has that $1 million mindset, right? And then also what I want to do is let's take some action. So in Rachel's book, she also talks about the 10K in 10 days challenge. Now, we're going to take it in small steps, okay? So if you don't have a business, or maybe you do have a business, right? And you need to get your next client, or you need to make an extra 1K in the next how many days, then you can use this challenge. This challenge is going to be over 4 weeks. I'm going to give you some actions that you need to take away. So I'm going to have a topic. Then I'm going to give you some actions that you guys need to do. So if you don't have a business, or you do have a business, then this is for you. One of the things that comes to me when we speak about mindset is not conforming to this world. Now, what I've noticed is that the best people, or the most successful people, are people who are themselves and who do not conform to the patterns of this world, right? And what do I mean by this? This means that you are different to others. You are yourself. You are unique in that aspect. And I feel like, I think I spoke about this the other day actually, is that when you are yourself, you are most likely to be successful because no one else can be you. If you try to mimic other people, then you can only ever be second best. And that is the best you'll ever get. Second best. But if you are yourself, you get to come up with your own ideas. You get to come up with your own thoughts. You get to come up with everything. No one copying anyone. So your ideas come from no one else but God, right? So you want to make sure that you transform the way you think. Stop trying to copy other people. Stop trying to look at this person and say, I want to be like them. But you need to be yourself. So that's the first thing that I would definitely say when it comes to mindset, because people often think that they need to be like X, Y, and Z to be successful or to be, So Rachel talks about all the negative things that people tell themselves. So for example, you don't deserve to be rich. Only rich people have this X, Y, and Z, or they believe that money is the root to all evil and all of that stuff. But though that the word tells us that the love of money, if you make money an idol, that's when it's evil, right? So she doesn't actually mention that. So I'm going to be adding my own thoughts onto this. But one of the things that I was doing when I was reading her book was using my own perspective and the word, because that's just how I think, right? And you have to remember that, God's plans for you is of good, is to prosper. So if God's plan for you is to prosper, number one, you have to be yourself in order for God to prosper you. You can't be anyone else because he didn't make you to be that person, right? And you also have to stop this negative thinking. So that's the first thing. When you want to start anything, you want to change anything, you need to start thinking positively. You need to change the way you think. You need to stop thinking the way the world thinks, okay? Stop thinking the way the world thinks. So for mindset, you need to start thinking about what are those things, or start identifying it. Let's take it back to Atomic Habits. You need to identify the things that you think that are causing all these negative thinking. Okay, so what are the negative thoughts that you have? Write it down and say, you know what, start rejecting it, start renouncing it, because it's not a part of who you are. So that would be your first thing when it comes to mindset. So one of the things that Rachel talks about, she gives us some principles about achieving success and making the money that you want to make. This is a 30-day challenge to achieving your goal. Now, if your goal is to get the next 2 clients, if it's to make 10K, if it's to make 1K, if it's to land your first client, then you're going to use this period to achieve your goals. You're going to set the actions that you need to do, and you are going to do it. I want you guys to have your own goals. So whether that's your next 1 client, your next 2 clients, or maybe it's your first client, set that goal. Now, with this challenge that we are doing, here are the principles. So she says that you should ask for full payment. Don't offer long-term payment. So don't make it over like 6 months. Full payment. It shouldn't be taxing on your time. Now, what do I mean by taxing on your time? This means it shouldn't take you forever to do. Now, people are going to be paying you because of the value, not because of how much time it takes you to do something, but because of the value that you bring. So rather than telling people, oh, I will do X, Y, and Z for this amount of hours, you're going to say, this is what I charge and this is the value, this is what I can help you get. So you want to create some excitement, create buzz, and then this goes with your marketing efforts, right? You're going to talk to people, you're going to tell everybody about what you're doing, tell them how good it is, and you are going to be proud of the offer or the service that you are about to provide. So she also gives some 3 money making ideas. So she says, sell a VIP day. So teach people how to build a website or something along those lines. That's an example. And then she talks about charge for your advice as well. So if people are coming to you asking for advice, charge for it. So that's the paid consultation. Host an event or an online workshop. So again, if there's any skill you have, no matter how big or small you think it is, charge for an online workshop and tell everybody what it is that you're doing. One of the things that Rachel also says that speaking to people, telling people, going out there is the quickest way to achieving your goals rather than waiting for people. 30-day challenge to achieving your business goals. First step is to decide what you're going to sell. Second thing is decide on your pricing. Third thing is decide on the strategy. So outbound, how are you going to be telling people? How are you going to be telling people every single day about what it is you're doing? And you need to speak to people directly. And the third thing is also who is your target market as well. So those are things that you want to do. If you found this helpful, let me know what you're going to be working towards on this challenge in the comments below, and let's keep each other accountable. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and also share with your business besties. That's it from me today, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.